Would you like to know the truth about memory training games and how you can actually make better decisions about the ones that you choose? If so, stick around, because all that's coming right up. Hey there, this is Anthony Metivier from MagneticMemoryMethod.com. This is the project devoted to helping you stop forgetting information so fast, to make sure that you look at information and you can remember it for as long as you like. Doesn't matter what it is, languages, math, names, you name it, we can help you remember it. Now look, here's the thing. A lot of people are looking for memory training games, and if you're interested in this kind of discussion, then make sure you're subscribed to this channel, hit the thumbs up button, and let's go. Here's the first thing that you need to understand in order to really start to get an advantage here. You need to understand the difference between what I would call assisted memory training games and unassisted or organic memory training games. What does this mean? Why is it useful? Well, what it means is that there are some games that are actually going to give you the fullest possible spectrum of memory training, so you actually get real significant improvement, not just in memory, but focus and concentration. And then there are others that are actually going to have so much of a crutch involved that really not that much is happening, even though the companies that are shelling it out to you are more than happy to help you believe that it's giving you all kinds of advantages that it really isn't. And we can think in recent history of a company that got a major lawsuit because of claims they were making for their memory training games that really weren't doing squat. And we know even that with some of the ones that are getting advantages and results for people, it's actually not the games themselves. It's that as part of their subscription service, they're getting you on the phone with coaching sessions to follow up with you. Now that's coming from the coaching sessions, and there's research into this. We'll hear about it soon on the Magnetic Memory Method podcast if you want to look deeper into it and follow up with it. That's what the research suggests, okay? So I don't want to make a finalized statement, but it's obvious as daylight once that you read the results and you're like, yeah, that does make a heck of a lot more sense than some game giving you those advantages. Not to say that there aren't small advantages coming from the games, which really would come down to so small they're negligible, right? And why would that be? Well, the major reason is that, and this is a failing too with unassisted memory games that I think are much better for you, the failing is they don't have an outcome that's meaningful. So let's take the example of match pair games, right? So you got the two of clubs here, you're looking for the two of spades because they're more or less matching in the same way that the two of diamonds matches the two of hearts, right? Well, you clear the board. Who cares if you actually use the major method or something like that to help you remember the positions of the different cards as you see them? Yeah, that will give you a little bit more of an advantage, but so what? You cleared the board of these cards. You had a little bit of brain exercise, but there's no outcome. There's no attachment to learning a language. There's no exposure to learning a language. And there are, of course, really profound ways, and if you think about it a little bit, you're gonna think about how you can actually get language learning involved in such a game, and it's really powerful how you can do that. Creativity, right? You can play the same games and get more out of it. But the point being is that without an outcome that actually improves your life because you're adding information via the game, then the outcomes are pretty negligible at the end of the day. They're just using your brain, and you can actually use your brain and accomplish things. So there's really, at the end of the day, a difference between activity and accomplishment. Now you need to make action in order to experience accomplishment, but there are actions that in and of themselves are so close to accomplishment that the accomplishment is there, and it explodes with accomplishment when it actually is accomplishment based. So play games that help you learn a language while exercising your memory, and if you throw in something like a 00 to 99 with your major method, boom, you're getting even more out of it, more memory exercise. But in terms of just memory training games as such, there's really not that great of an advantage from it. Now, people will say that there are, and I'm not gonna say, oh no, you're wrong. It's just the data is not that compelling. And the way that you get more out of it is through community, follow up with actual people who can coach and mentor and so forth. But games as such, really not that great evidence. But it's all outcome oriented. So be careful with those apps out there. Be careful with the promises that they make, and build your own games and try to build games in your mind that really, really do not require anything other than your mind. And it's just a bit of creativity, and there's so many that I can think of that are really awesome, like memorizing the alphabet backwards and then matching the letters of the alphabet. So you're putting the first letter with the last letter, and then the second letter with the second to last letter, and the third letter with the third to last letter, and so forth. Then you can skip them in both directions, and then you could also do, instead of A, B, C, D, you can also go A, C, E, and so forth through the alphabet, skipping every other letter. Then you can skip every 2 letters, then you can skip every 3 letters, every 4 letters, and so forth. This is a really, really powerful internal organic game that enables you to experience real boosts in mental exercise, focus, concentration, the manipulation of information, all contained in your own mind using the fullest possible elements of your brain in ways that, okay, there's not that great of an outcome there either in terms of having learned a language or something like that, but you're working with language, right? You're working with the manipulation of letters. You're getting more familiarity with manipulating the alphabet in your mind, which applies directly or more directly to learning a language. Anyhow, lots of fun that you can play with your mind when it comes to memory training games. I hope you enjoyed these few thoughts and tips. If you'd like more, make sure you have my free Memory Palace training course. It's a kit actually that comes with training videos, it comes with PDFs that'll help you create memory palaces. And if you don't know how to say the alphabet backwards and haven't even got a clue to begin where you're going to start matching the letters together and skipping them forward and backwards, well, Memory Palace will help you do that. And then you can take all those letters and use them as little cues for words that you might memorize in those memory palaces once that you've established. There's so many things that you can do, so make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Go to magneticmemorymethod.com/YT for the memory kit so that we can help you further if you'd like to have some real memory training that is oriented on outcomes, real meaningful outcomes, always encouraging you, pushing you to use your memory and use your entire brain without the assistance of machines. Because I'm not saying that those machines are not necessarily useful or good, or even that they can't give you a bit of a memory advantage. But what I'm saying is that when push comes to shove, you're not going to have the machines around when you're taking tests. You're not going to have them around when you want to sing a love song to your girlfriend. You're not going to have them around when the opportunity comes to show who you really are and why you're the one who's worth paying attention to. You want to have your memory prepared regardless of anything sugar-coated and nice and filled with rotten spice, because that's what this is, and there's lots wrong with this, even though it's also good. And it's especially good, extra good, you'll enjoy it a heck of a lot more when you've preserved this inside your head and you're using it at the highest possible level without the need of a crutch. This has been Anthony Metivier from magneticmemorymethod.com. Hit that thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed. Come visit me at magneticmemorymethod.com/YT. And until we have a chance to speak again, keep yourself magnetic.